Welcome to my chaotic kitchen renovation.
What happens when you move across the country, buy a haunted house sight unseen across from a graveyard, and demo the kitchen without a plan? I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's just start by saying this was never supposed to happen this way, and this is the wildest way possible to renovate a kitchen. Here's the story. Okay, so what happened was I was never supposed to be living in this house, and we'll get to that in a second. But I woke up one day and I was like, let's demo the kitchen, because there had been 2 water leaks. One where the contractors broke a pipe, another one where the laundry room tried to wash laundry and it's all over the floor. So I decided, let's get everything out, just all the old, gross, dusty, wet stuff, and then I'll have a blank space that I can start visualizing and working with. So I did that, and then it stayed like that for a year, and I now live in it. And now the strategy is, let's put it back together one part at a time. Now that's usually not how you renovate a kitchen, because you have big investment pieces you have to buy. Thousands of dollars of cabinets, thousands of dollars of countertops, thousands of dollars of appliances and tile, and all kinds of other things. So the pros of doing all of your kitchen at once: number one, there's a lot of logistics. We have plumbing, we have electrical, we have cabinets that have to be measured really precisely, and you're gonna make sure everything fits, and it's gonna get done faster if you order all the cabinets at once, all the countertops. The cons, you have to spend a lot of money at once, and you have to make a lot of big decisions at once. So you're not able to see something in the space and live with it and then make a decision. You pick a paint color, you pick your cabinets, they go in, and if you don't like them, there's not a lot of options. I think this approach is actually going to be better, because we're going to build out the kitchen one section at a time. I'm going to show you it's really doable, really unique ways to source materials, so we don't have to buy everything brand new in big $1,000 buckets. We can make a really affordable kitchen that's really unique, and we're embracing the messy middle. Do we love this or what? It's we have to just live where we live, even if it's a construction site. You got to work with what you got.
We're embracing the messy middle, which is something I always say, the magic is in the messy middle. Now, I learned this the hard way because I jumped into DIY projects I didn't actually know how to do and learned along the way. And what I realized is a lot of times, by learning and pivoting and messing up and making mistakes, the end result of the project was better than if I would have sat down and planned it at the beginning. So I started to realize the process of transformation and projects happens in the mess in the middle, in the overwhelming part where you've ripped everything out and nothing's there yet, but it's pure potential. So once I started doing it with projects, embracing this messy middle just became my life approach. So I did that by moving across the country from Houston to New Jersey while getting divorced to live next to my best friend and renovate a house together. I bought this house sight unseen. I saw it on a Zoom call. It is diagonal from a cemetery. There's 2 others in the neighborhood. It is very haunted. It is 200 years old. I, upon arriving to the house for the first time, came into the kitchen and I found a bottle of soap that says Kirk's. Kirk is my dad's name. My dad, the contractor who died of cancer 7 years ago, who I was asking for help and questioning if I was on the right path. Also, the garage says Kirkbride. So then the downward spiral begins. Number one, the contractors I hired to demo the upstairs of the plaster that was falling off the wall break one of the heat pipes, and water is everywhere. It's all in the ceiling, all over the floor, in the kitchen. Number 2, the friend that I was going to renovate this house with has to back out. She just can't get time away to do it with me. Then subsequently ghosts me. So now I'm living in New Jersey where I don't know anyone. I have no family here. I have to move into this haunted house, and I've just demoed the kitchen because I thought I wouldn't be living here. So that's fun. That's how it started. But if we know anything about me, I'm going to turn mess into magic. So For a while, I live in the space as it is. I have kind of like this makeshift furniture, the fridge, an air fryer, like we're good. And I start kind of visualizing what I want, because when you're in a space and you're like moving around, it's really easy to tell like what should go where. I can design on paper and I have to do that for clients, but for my own space, I think it's fun to just like try on things. If it's furniture, if it's paint color, if it's like arranging things. So after living in the space for a while, the vision comes to life and I sketch it out, and then we're like ready to go. So I decide I'm going to tackle like a little part at a time so that I don't have to, again, make those big investments. So I start with these cabinets. If you don't know, the cheapest way to do cabinets is to buy them unassembled and assemble them yourself. It's just like IKEA furniture. They're very, very easy, and they're cheaper because you don't have to pay to ship bulky things. So you can get those from most box stores. And I actually got these off of Marketplace. I had 2 of these matching in the box, so I just grabbed them for so cheap. If you want to watch the full transformation step by step here, you can. Assembled them, added some pull wrap, added this adorable hardware, and I'm using a Butcher Block countertop. It's unfinished birch that I sealed with some natural oil. I'm currently debating whether it should have been walnut, because now that I'm adding the darker wood tones in with this shelf, I'm loving it. But I feel like mixed wood tones will be good too. Okay, so then I wallpaper the wall, add a bar, and we're living in it some more to see like what the shelving above should look and feel like. And then I move on to the fridge. For the fridge, the task at hand is how do we give a basic bitch some personality? So we had this boring white fridge, which they're so affordable, and I have done crazy things to them before, like wallpaper them. But I thought, what if we make it look built in? So I built a plywood built-in around the fridge. Then I cleaned it, scuffed it up, primed it, painted it, added this trim, and now it looks like a paneled fridge for the cost of paint and trim, which is amazing. Eventually, I want to trade this out, obviously, for like the cafe fridge with the gold handles, but that's not in the budget right now. So we're working with what we got, and this built-in is sized to fit a lot of fridges. So I'll be able to swap that out later. In the corner over here, we have a pantry. My dream for this is that I find some kind of like wooden shutter or door in the trash or on the side of the road, and then it will be like this beautiful like oak wood kind of carved, and then I can like make it the front of a pullout. So send your best vibes for me finding that for free. So basically we've been working our way around this direction. Now I'm working on this back accent wall. And after that's done, there's going to be a little bench underneath with some storage and some window trim. Then moving over here, we have the range, and back here is going to be another cabinet built in similar to this one. So it'll be kind of symmetrical, and there can be storage next to the range. Okay, this is where the chaos really shines. So I demoed this wall with some help. It is plaster, so it's horrible to demo. You have to like crack it all. These are lath strips. Those are going to stay. There's going to be new like drywall / tile going up. We have the range with that built in on the side. Then there's going to be kind of a regular cabinet prep area. You can speak English. Then we have the sink. Then over here is the dishwasher, and above the dishwasher is going to be a little coffee bar, some shelving. So then we have dishes and we have water, and the coffee situation is strong. Right here, as you can tell, I am sampling a kitchen island. So what that means is I grabbed this $20 console table from Marketplace, sanded it down, and I was going to do a furniture flip. And then ADHD said, skirt, and we went off in another direction. So now I'm just using it to kind of sample out what a custom built island would look like. This is just lumber, and I'm testing out the depth and the length. Right now, it's a really good depth. I want to say it's like 18 inches wide and way too long because I keep running into it. So this is a fun way to test out an island, especially when it's in the middle of a kitchen. Like you're going to have a lot of walking around to do if you don't get it sized correctly. So that's a fun thing to test. And then let me show you the breakfast nook. When you renovate something, not only do you have the mess of the actual dust, you also have the mess of the project. So this has become the storage area for basically the whole house. All kinds of supplies and materials and tools. But if you squint your eyes a little bit, you can see there's a table right here, and that is going to be the breakfast nook area. So right here, these shelves are going to go away. There's going to be a little banquette built in right here with a round table. I'm going to take from this light and have like a pendant drop down light. And then on this side, right now we have a free piece of furniture that I got and a water filter and the trash. So that is going to be sort of like a built-in appliance garage area with big shelves. And I'm considering turning actually from the window over into a butler's pantry with windows as walls where you can walk in and there'll be storage. Oh, and before I forget, I know you guys are going to ask me what this hole is. It does get a little drafty, and I'm honestly always wondering if something lives in there, and it could just get into the house at any time. Like, that's a little portal to the outside for squirrels. So that is a vent pipe for an old wood burning stove that would have been in here. I wish there was enough room. But I decided on a dishwasher instead. Also, we don't know what's up there. That, like, there could be raccoons, which honestly I would love. I've wanted a pet raccoon for so long. They're so cute. So that's probably going to get covered up unless I can think of a creative way to use it, because there is a full chimney stack there. So we can look into that. But honestly, unless there's like a pizza oven, but then it's like we're trading off with a coffee bar again. So probably just covering that up and wishing, we could fit it. Listen, everybody has a good side, and from this angle specifically, that looks like a real kitchen. Right now I'm resisting the urge to, oh, wait, I have to tell you about what I'm thinking about the ceiling. I need you to look at something real quick. When I was installing the ceiling and I was doing the wiring, I had to cut a hole. And when I cut the hole, it was really deep up here. So I need you to go in there and see if there's beams already. Okay, what does it look like up there? Tell me what you're seeing. Do you see what I mean? Okay, time for a spiral. Are you ready? We have this paneling, which is lines. Then we have the cabinets, more lines. Then if I want to do tile, that will be another grid. And then on the floor, I'm going to do penny tile because it's affordable. We can do a cool pattern. So there's too many geometric patterns happening and we need to get rid of some. Luckily, a client wants this ceiling and it won't ship in time. So I'm going to take it down, reinstall it there. It's a win-win. And then there's one grid pattern that is going away. And then I'm going to do beams. So it looks very like old, fits the style of the house a little better. But I'm so excited we can reuse this because it's so easy to take down and up. Psst, what do you think? Does it look better? Does it look better? I think it looks worse. But it does have to get worse before it gets better. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. Stay tuned as I walk you through this reno one project at a time. You'll either be inspired to rip yours apart too or determined to never try it.